Pressing song. About the spitting on people with strong mounts, the way that I look at it, right, is like people like to have strong mounts so they feel special and cool for getting a mount. If they experience negative social consequences for that, it counterbalances the feeling of being special for having the mount, right? Because now they stand out and they look bad. So it disincentivizes them from buying the mounts. That's why I thought it was a good idea. It's actually McConnell's idea originally. But I wish it was mine. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Whenever the next mob pats around, we're going to kill this boss, and we're going to start killing him. So buff up. Everybody buff up. Let's go. Those first fuck it up? Yeah, of course they do. People like collecting mounts. The fuck's wrong with you? Because I like to be able to collect mounts too without pulling out my credit card. What the fuck's wrong with them? Buying mounts, creating a market for ruining the game and undermining the different systems in the game by just letting people spend money for them. Fuck you. Yeah, spit on them. Disgusting. Okay. What would someone in your guild do? Take priority for loot in guild raids? I don't know about priority loot. I try not to really do priority loot as much as possible, like even like the main tank stuff, because a lot of the raids, like, I mean, let's be real, guys. Like, ONYXIA is not that hard. Like, if you wipe an ONYXIA, it's because you suck. It's not because, like, oh, the fight's hard or anything like that. No, it's just because you suck. Like, that's all there is to it. And, yeah, I mean, listen. If people have that much trouble with ONYXIA, and they're struggling that much with these different bosses, the problem is not the loot. The problem is not the fucking loot, man. And that's the way I look at it, man. Don't you die to deep breath every time? I do, and it's my fault. And if I got more gear, I'd still die to deep breath. Loot doesn't matter. The whole thing with like people fixating on loot and stuff like that, they're stupid. Loot doesn't matter whenever you're doing these raids. Like, it has an impact. Like, everything has an impact, but it's never really going to be the deciding factor. There's never really going to be a point where, oh, well, this person has bad gear, and because they have bad gear, nice try. Because they have bad gear, that's why they're wiping. You know, that's not what it is. Nine times out of 10, you're going to have the problem be just simply that people are shitty at getting loot, right? Or sorry, at playing the game, and loot has nothing to do with it. That's what I think. It's like you watched apes kill Ragnaros. I don't even know if they had a full raid to kill Ragnaros, and there are a lot of people who weren't even level 60. So you can't tell me that loot matters. Loot does not matter. Loot has an impact, of course it does, and it makes it easier, but it's not necessary. So the way that I look at loot is I look at loot as a reward for raiding. And how can I make people feel rewarded for raiding? And there are different reasons, different ways for that. Some people, they're not able to join raids, so just being able to do the raid itself is good for them. Other people want to be able to get gear. Most people that are good at the game care about gear. So that should be the focus, and making sure that people that come into your guilds and your raids actually feel like they're not wasting their time. In my opinion, I think that's the most important thing, man. MC, because they're nerfed to the ground. It's going to be the same thing in BWL, because by the time that BWL comes out, everybody's going to have full MC gear. Like, everybody's going to have full MC gear, and they're just going to clear BWL like it ain't shit. Like, that's what's really going to happen. All right, let me get aggro at the beginning, and we'll get this done. We got frost resistance on Saffron. Yeah, there's a few fights where resistance gear and stuff like that does matter, but you can't really use like one fight in one instance as an example to disprove the entire rest of the game. In general, gear doesn't really matter a lot, especially not in the state that we're at now. So I use gear, I look at gear as kind of a reward from raiding, and I look at it as, how can I make the people that are raiding feel like they're being rewarded? And that's basically the way that I look at it, right? Apes not hit rating, not miss, if gear wasn't important. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't say, like, yeah, gear is important. Like, do I have to go down to, like, a microscopic level and explain this with every single little bit of nuance? Or can the people in chat that have more than 5 IQ understand what I'm saying? Yes, you can't go in there naked, but the gear that you need in raids is not necessary to clear the raids themselves. You can go into the raids with full blue gear that you get from outside of the raids and clear them without any problem whatsoever. Therefore, the distribution of the raid loot that it drops in the raids is not necessarily required in order to clear the raids by the very nature of the fact that you're clearing the raids in order to get the loot in the first place. Yes, of course. Just a second, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play. Fine. Everything is completely fine, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, I got it. All right, I got aggro. I'm gonna just stand right here. I'm gonna stand right here. Everyone just readjust to right here. Yeah, just readjust to right here. It'll be easier. I think actually that worked really well. I'm surprised that it went as well as it did. Okay, boys. Y'all ready to see some perps? I'm about to get my weapon right here. Here we go. Yeah, I'll throw this shit away. Effectively taking away the ONYXIA hide backpack from Ferris if he does this. I'm getting it on my alt. Okay, good. I want you to give it to me. Until I have a character on my account that has GM of that guild, you're not getting the bag. I will. Okay, give me a second. Let me just give that to, let's see, who needs